Hey everyone, Andang here for more of Mordor. When we last left off, we were getting ready to go into the third area in Mordor because we finished off the second one, and so I'm super excited to do that. Really enjoyed the entire plotline that was going on last episode. If you've not seen last episode, be sure to do that. I'm not going to spoil it, but man, it was awesome. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and move forward in the Black Book of Mordor.
I saw Yardafal ride away, muttering curses to himself. Amusing.
I take it that Gondor didn't surrender to his master. Amusing. I never liked him, or any of Dagobeth's knights. You ask a Yorzin what he knows of a Grukor and of Gerzil. Ah, I know enough. A Grukor and Dagobeth hate each other. If they spent less time quarreling between themselves, and more time opposing Gondor, the more might have gone differently. They say that once, long ago, a Grukor plotted to ambush and murder Dagobeth, and place the blame on Gondor. Sauron learned of it before the plan could be executed, and he fed all of a Grukor's servants to the fire. When he was the only one left, Sauron held him to the flames. The pain was to serve both as punishment and as a reminder not to plot against Sauron's servant. It left a Grukor scarred and twisted on the outside, as already he was on the inside. How do I know this? To this day, a Grukor still speaks of it. While Sauron lived, the captain of the pit knew not to move against Dagobeth. But now Sauron is gone. It cannot be long now before his simmering revenge comes to a boil, and one of them will die at the hands of the other. As for Gerzil, I know the name but nothing more. Why don't you ask your wizard friend? Alright, fair enough.
I leave the choice of path to you, my friend.
I have just finished speaking of the Gerzil to Harthalin, as Aroisin well knows. I will not repeat myself for the amusement of one such as he, Andang. Speak to Harthalin to learn what we know of them, which is admittedly quite little. I leave the choice of path to you. Learning of a Grukor and Cirith Ungol will take you into Lingris. This dwarf, Atli, has designs on exploiting Lingris, and he will accompany you there. I believe exploration of the Gerzil will require exploring to the south of Orodrin, in Talathoru. Harathalin wishes to go there, and will accompany you thither. Follow both of these leads to the inns, and we will be well equipped to deal with Dagobeth. Alright, we now have a choice of which one to go to. Let's go ahead and figure this out. Alright, so if we look at the quest levels, it does look like Lingris is the lower level, which I wanted to do anyway. So let's go ahead and go to the spider place with Atli Spider-bane.
I understand you have business in Lingris. I do as well.
Have we met before? You have a familiar face for a man, but it is hard to say for certain. Now, if you were a spider, I would remember every detail, and count the days until I could clear you from the face of Middle-earth. I believed my days were soon to be over, but I have experienced a resurgence of health and vigor, Andang. I heard that the land of Mordor was opened, and the Dark Lord defeated, and that meant little to me. But when news came to me of a valley in the shadow of the Morgai, fence that was crawling with spiders, I had no choice but to take notice. I understand that you have business in Lingris. I do as well, for I must introduce the crawling terrors of the Valley of Webs to the axe of Atli Spider-bane. I will not waste the renewed vigor of my twilight years slaying at home. To adventure, Andang. Let us enter Lingris, either from the fortress of Durthang, or the other passes, and we will see what waits for us there. Alright, that sounds awesome. I will go ahead and start the other quest as well, just so that we have it available if we need it for some reason, but we're really just going to go help Atli. So let's go ahead and talk to the elf here.
We do not know very much about the Gorjul.
Mithrandir spoke at length to me about the Gerzil, but much of what he had to say was speculation. We do not know very much about them. They seem to have been Black Numenorians that swore to serve Sauron during the later years of the Second Age, before the alliance of elves and men besieged Barad-dûr. Many were the cruel men who sought to serve the Dark Lord in those days, but few only won his favor. Mithrandir would not say how he came to know this, but he believes Sauron bled his favorites with the edge of Gorthak, his prized Morgul knife. They need no longer fear the passage of time, for by this act they were made deathless. They are like to the Nazgûl, but lesser in power, and unlike those wraiths, they can be slain. There will be no returning from death for such as they. I understand you wish to add to our store of knowledge concerning the Gerzil. I will travel with you into Talath Uru after you slay a ton of spiders. Let us first find the settlement of Fushambal. Reports indicate it is a lawless settlement on the southwestern side of Orodruin. Alright, both those sound amazing, because one lets us get involved in the crazy spider places, and the other one lets us go to Mount Doom. So it's a win-win situation if you're into horrible places in Mordor. So let's go ahead and make our way to Lingris. And of course we're going to go inside Durthang because, well, there's a lot of lower levels in here that are probably grayed out for the most part, so it should be relatively easy. Of course, when I say that, there's a lot of green names. I guess they're all 107s. Well, never mind that. Let's just run through here and see how many orcs we can fight at once. Here we go. Hiding the whole bottom floor here. Oh dang, that's not good. Go ahead and get a little bit out here. There, we took out one. There we go, now the heals are going. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Alright, let's go ahead and take out these two guys over here real quick. Perfect. There we go. That's how you do it. Not even an issue. We really shouldn't even popped this health here. Alright, cool. Let's make our way on through to Lingris. And I always really liked the exit out of here. Just looks really cool. Got all the crazy statues, the green glow starting of Lingris. It's just a good thing all around. Oh, there's webs everywhere too. That's cool. Atli calls for you to halt and smell the air. And also take out the spiders that are still chasing you. There we go. Alright, dwarf. Whoa, he has like a dead eye or something from probably a spider. That's crazy. Alright, dwarf, let's talk.
Ah, do you smell that? That is the reek of spider you smell.
Every one of the creatures has a different and distinct odor, and they are all most foul. When you have fought the terrors for as long as I have, you learn to identify such things. We will handle my business first, and then continue on to yours. Let us slay spiders, as many as we can. Then we will find this tower you seek, Cirith Ungol, or whatever it was called. Cirith Ungol, did you say? We will go there when you have left a trail of dead spiders behind us. And when we come back, This way we can tread upon them like a carpet. Ha ha ha! Dwarf spider jokes. Alright, let's go ahead and take out 12 spiders, apparently. That's all you need for a spider carpet, is just 12 spiders. There you go. The more you know. You have found Legolas amid a ruined encampment. Alright, so we did take out those 12 spiders, and now it's time to talk to Legolas here.
The jagged peaks of Lingris are steeped in fear and evil.
I am glad you have come, Andang. By this, the work of Ungrutari, herself or that of her terrible children, the spiders of Lingris, are born of some terrible evil.
What little light remains here is smothered by webs.
This bodes ill, Andang. We have barely stepped into the lands of Lingris, and no sooner have we found the vile webs of Unguentari's children. Indeed, I am reminded of the darkest days of Mirkwood. Legolas looks at the fallen orcs. If the spiders no longer fear the orcs, I doubt they shall remain in the shadows of Lingris much longer. Their prey is plentiful, and no longer guarded by the might of the Dark Lord. I cannot discern whence these orcs came, for their armor is ruined and wreathed in webs. But to know it may help us learn how they found their way into Lingris. I shall work to free these from their webs and uncover their heraldry. But would you examine the slain orcs on the road? Perhaps some have met with a less gruesome fate. Alright, let's inspect some orcs. Oh man, what happened to you, buddy? Good grief. This orc has been webbed and devoured by the spiders of Lingris. Yeah, I'd say. Remind me not to take them for granted. Like, sure, they're only 111s, but man, if they can do that to an orc, they might actually be kind of challenging. That is an awesome shield of, like, the black gate there. That is super cool. Alright, buddy. This orc was slain by arrows, and a shield of Adun rests beside him. Yes, that is a really cool shield, and also a really good place to stop. Thank you everyone so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like down below, and I'll see you again real soon for more of Mordor as we continue to make our way through Lingris. I'm really liking this. Oh, and look, hey, web-covered page. Let's go ahead and get that real quick here as the final part of this episode. You have found a torn page of a tome, sticky and covered in webs from Shelob's brood. Perhaps you can find other pages around Lingris and complete the story.
Sauron the Great has granted me his blessing. I am Gurzyol. By his blade, I now take the name Rukor the Pale Herald.
Well, you're very passionate about being called a Pale Herald. Alright, well, that does end this episode. Thank you everyone once again for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for more of Mordor.